First of all, connect your RJ45 connection to the Ethernet IP port. In this example, it is showing a CC link connector. Usually for an Ethernet IP version, you will have an RJ45 Ethernet IP connector at this option slot, which is labeled on the right hand side of the controller. Next, go to the controller software, which is called WPSSP software configurator. You should make sure that you have already set up the Ethernet TCP/IP communication, and then go to option slot to set up the Ethernet IP for PLC. Here select Ethernet IP and select 4-time expansion. This 4-time expansion will give you the maximum number of data transfer between PLC and Coretec WPS controller. Set up an IP address. This IP address will be used in the PLC Ethernet IP module, and a subnet mask and a gateway if required. So I have already set up my IP address, gateway, and subnet mask. So I'm gonna receive this. If you have setting a new one, please send it to this controller, and that will update the Ethernet IP card IP address. Next up, we will do Anybus setup. So take a note of that 4-time expansion which you have selected. In the next setting, which is next to any option slot, there's an Anybus. Go to Anybus. Here, make sure you select 4-time expansion as well, which you have done on the previous step. Here you select, as an example, I'm going to show you how to read and write. In this example, I'm going to be reading to a position table of a program, and these position table are specific to a program number. So here I'm writing to a program number, position table number 1 and 2. On the output end, on the bank number 0, I'm going to be adding a real-time load value and real-time stroke value. So I'm going to select real-time load and real-time stroke for the system. So I'm just monitoring this because this is an output from the controller to the PLC. So I've added it under bank 0, data 0, and data 1. As you could see, all the registers are labeled from the Coretec end. And as you can see in the bottom, you can change the program number from 1 to 31 and select different position tables for program number 2, 3, and all the way up to program 31. Here is an example. I've selected program number 2 and I added position table number 1 for program number 2, position table number 2 for program number 2. So so in this example, I'll show how to write for position table 1 and 2 for program number 1. Once you have set up all the data required to transfer between Coretec controller and PLC, send this information to the controller. Once it's finished, say OK. Next, we will move on to the next setup. Go to unit in PLC. Here you need to set up what unit decimal points needs to be sent from the PLC. I've chosen 2 decimal points here. That's 2 decimal point integer value I will be sending from my Allen Bradley PLC to WPS controller. So once you have set up, send this information and then say OK. Now we will go to the PLC side of setup. Here is my Allen Bradley Studio 5000 software, where I have added an Ethernet IP generic module, and this particular WPS controller is fairly new, so we don't have an EDS file yet. So you can add a generic Ethernet IP module and then add in your IP address. Select your data as double integer, and input assembly is 100, output assembly 150, and data size as 9 on each. Then go ahead and add the supplied add-on instruction. We supply custom build add-on instruction for WPS SP controller. So add that and then select the required names and create new user-defined names, and and once you add everything, you will see the instruction come up in the blue line as you could see in the screen. Next, go to the parameters and local tags, and we can check our inputs and outputs. Once you download this program to the PLC controller, you will now be able to control the signals as well as the data from the PLC. As you can see, I have stop, reset, origin, start, and so on, all the inputs to the WPS controller and the output from the WPS controllers. Here I have ready control on because my controller is powered on with 24 volt DC, so I have that signal coming back from my controller. So I'm going to show you on the software where you can check that. Go to monitor, IO monitor, there you go. Bit number 1, ready control is on. That is been shown under ready control signal on the PLC user defined tags. Next, we will write a value to the position table that we had selected and set up on our Anybus setup, and monitor our live load value. Here I already have a live load value coming back to the PLC. It's 14. Number 14 is an double integer, so the actual number is 2 decimal points. So you can see it's a live stroke value of 0.137. It's rounded up to 14. It's 0.14 mm. That's the way you can verify your live values coming back from the controller. Now let's write a position value to our existing program. Okay, let's say you want to make a changes on a starting position or a contact position from the PLC. How you can make that change? So you should have a program set up already on the Coretec end. I have one program already set up here. For every program, as I said, you have a 10 different position table, load table, speed tables, and so on. So here I have 0 as a start position and 85 as contact position, which is position table number 1 and 2 for program number 1. So I'm going to write 20 mm to start position and 50 mm to contact position. So 2 decimal points. So I'm going to be sending 2000 and 5000 value from my PLC. So bank 0, bank 1, bank 2 bits are the 3 different bits for binary combination to call bank number 0 to 7, and the ABS WR STRB bit is the right strobe bit. Toggle that bit to write the values which you have entered in the PLC tag. Now go back to the WPS software, receive the information again to see the update. Now I have successfully written 20 mm and 50 mm to my start position and contact position. So this way you can write into any table of the Coretec WPS controller.